We're going on a road trip. We have the best seats in this whole bus. It has this front view. Please ignore how filthy this window is. And see that mountain up there? That is where we're going. The toll collecting station is actually super cute. If only you could see it through the filth on the window. Look how cute it is. Ah, it's so cute. Wow, 看看那个. There's a little mountain right there. This place does not seem to be super popular based on the fact that we are the only two on that entire crowded bus that got off here. But I have to say, my first impressions are, it's cute, it's charming. It has patterns on everything, even the sides of these buildings that would normally just be like kind of bland. Even the street sign has patterns on it, and even the trash cans are cute. You can't make this up, y'all.
Like a house.
想不想住在里面?
Appreciable.
Y'all, how cute is this place? It's not even like expensive just to put some paint on the columns. Why can't more places be like this? Why can't more places be cute just for the sake of being cute? The majority of the population in Liannan is composed of the Yao ethnic group, for whom cuteness isn't just an optional aesthetic, it's a lifestyle. Although the younger generation dress similarly to the rest of the country and only wear traditional attire for certain special events, many members of the older generation, especially women, wear traditional outfits out and about on the street on a daily basis. As we wandered along, admiring the cute details in the architecture and the local grannies' outfits, we encountered a Yao lady running a textile business in the front half of an electronic accessory store.
这个是娃娃装的啊，袜子、鞋子一起。
太可爱了。这个圈儿是什么呀？
这是帽子，男的帽子。
She showed us some traditional outfits she designed and some of the embroidered bags that we've been seeing all over the place. Nice to meet you.
祝你长命百岁。
If they're made by hand, these bags can take days or even weeks to finish. And in the mountainous areas around Liannan, you can see women working away at them all day long. We'll get there eventually. For now, let me show you guys a little bit more of this cute little town. This 针儿太漂亮了，这个有点不老实啊，看看上面的那个。
在干嘛？
哎呦，真的是，你说我都不知道。你不说我还不知道。笑死我了。
是美国的吧？
对呀。 I love the concept of kids going home for lunch instead of lunch in the dining hall. But there's like one problem with that is that there will be people outside the gates of the school selling every fried and sugary thing under the sun.
这个是哪里来的？
美国和新疆。 These houses are for burning in a funeral to send to the heavens to the deceased. They put so many details. You have your maid out here with grapes and wine for you. You have a guard outside to beat up anyone who tries to break in. Oranges and a tea kettle on the table. Every single room is put in extreme detail. I also made a new discovery in the funeral shop today. There is a massage chair that you can burn for your deceased relative. They never run out of ideas. I'm telling you, there's always something new. Here are the grandmas and aunties diligently watching the performance. And here are the kids living in their own little world.
欢庆锣鼓声声响，人不喜事精神爽，日子长又长。
Well, that was definitely worth the 10-minute trek that it took to get over here. That's from how far away I can hear this music. It is blasting. Like, as long as you're on this side of the river, you can hear it. Finally, a performance that the kids are interested in. The kids are transfixed by the dragon. The performance is over. Everybody is heading back home. But this video is not over. We're gonna take you guys up into the mountains tomorrow to show you the village life. So we spent the past day or so showing you guys around this little town, and now it is time to head up into the mountains and explore some villages. So excited!
So excited.
Even though China is rapidly urbanizing and most people live in cities and towns, rural areas are a fascinating glimpse into a region's traditional culture, architecture, and lifestyle. A trip to Liannan just wouldn't be complete without checking out the mountain villages. So that's where we're heading now. We have arrived! So right behind me is the little inn that we'll be staying at. If you're wondering how we managed to find an inn at all in this tiny place, it's because every year there's a big festival held here that attracts a lot of visitors. The rest of the year, especially the winter, is pretty quiet, but people still come through here to see the cool scenery on top of the mountain. We're also gonna check that out in a bit, but first we'll show you guys around the villages in the valley.
鸡和狗在一起，在我老家的话，狗吃鸡。
Y'all see how much difference a coat of paint makes? These are the same houses that are, like, honestly kind of an eyesore when they're just concrete and brick, but all it takes is one coat of cute colorful paint and all of a sudden it's just like such an aesthetic street to walk on. Speaking of paint, one of the local villagers is taking his own creative liberties on this wall. I tried to ask him what these paintings mean, and I received a very abstract response in return.
奶奶听我说，听我说，奶奶，听大家，听大家，奶奶。
If you're confused, these are lyrics from a famous Chinese opera.
知道，你知道个啥？奶奶，您听我说。 我家的表叔数不清，没有大事不登门。
And I guess these paintings are his creative interpretation of the story, although I don't remember there being chickens involved. I guess we'll never know. School just got out and the street is swarming with children. 小朋友放学第一件事就是买小吃。你好，你好。 So we've been wandering around in these villages for the past couple hours. We've seen lots of crops and chickens and villagers, but you're probably like, this is still not the place in the intro. Where the heck is that? Well, this is just a more convenient and accessible village that is preferred by people in this modern world, but that village is up there. No, not that, like up there. We are making our way up this steep slope to get to an ancient village on the top. It's called Youling Village, and it's a quite well-preserved example of a traditional Yao community. And there are still some people living in it. Not a lot, but there are some. 看叔叔多么的壮。
走路啊，
这里风景好呀。
很近了，没多远了。
We're here. We finally made it after a 4-hour bus ride, a half-hour taxi ride, and a 40-something minute walk. We're here. Just kidding, we're not quite there yet. There's still a little bit more leading up to it. Some new houses under construction. Grandma over here selling her thingies. We have a nice pumpkin selection. Classic Peppa Pig basket. Gourds and a variety of mountain items. A bunch of people are out here selling stuff. We got dried ducks. We got sausages. Various medicinal items.
都是我们的这边的中草药，我们广东这边就比较爱泡汤。我们这边广东就是湿气比较重嘛，所以我们这边就比较喜欢泡这些汤，就祛湿。
泡汤不泡茶，是吧？
泡茶也可以的，因为这个毒茯苓、乌子麻的都可以泡茶的。
Overall, there are more people living on top of the mountain than I expected. Even though it is really out of the way, it's also a good place to set up shop if you have any wild mushrooms or herbal teas, Chinese medicines, any of those mountain specialty items that you can offer to visitors. I'm not gonna lie, I really wasn't in the market for dried mushrooms or dried meats, but I really wanted to get a piece of embroidery. This friendly grandma offered us some of her dried items, and I asked her, actually, is that thing you're embroidering for sale? So she showed me her stockpile of already made bags, complete with zippers and straps and everything, but honestly, I just wanted a cool handmade cloth for my wall, and I just really liked the one that she was working on. 我喜欢那个。
哪番啊？
那个。
爱好明年啊。
这种还有吗？
没有啊，这种爱好番，那记得哪个呢？
这个好呀。
好啊，好啊，
这个不卖啊？
对，那你卖你的啊，没有该的了呢。
好完美主义，我想挂墙上。
50块钱耶。
好的，
好，
50
可以。
块钱。
Mission accomplished. The top of this mountain is actually split into 2 sections. One of them is the new village made out of brick and concrete. That's where most of these people are living. Here are some of the newer houses that are up here on this mountain. And right across this ravine is the old section of the village.
我在这里出生的，然后后来政府由于那个条件就是生活条件差，然后没有学校读书就，搬到下面那里现在去了。
这个是啥？
这个是小鸟。
哦，像这种麻雀吗？
对对对，麻将。
那它身上有肉吗？那么小的鸟？
有啊，有人喜欢蒸啊，给小孩子吃啊，竹鼠。这个很好吃，防止我们那个毛囊，就是老了就生白头发那个所以我们都
还能预防白头发。
对，这个是很好的，效果很好，所以很多人都买。
We saw them on the menu at the restaurant we had dinner at, and it was like, dang, that little guy is expensive. I guess it's because of all the effort it takes to like trap them and find them. Now we're headed into the older section of the village where most of the houses are uninhabited, but there are still some elderly residents who are accustomed to life here and don't want to switch into a new house. This place has the aesthetic of a village from like 200 years ago, but there's some modern stuff in here. They got electrical wires, they got water pipes, they even have fire hydrants. So they are trying to make this place more pleasant to live in, but at the end of the day, most people would still prefer the newer houses.
都是你自己用的吗？不买是吧？
买也没人要。
哎呀，如果我们住在附近，我要呢。我们家里有类似的，也是用竹子编的。
我们从杭州来的。
杭州。
浙江。
浙江。
啊。
浙江我去过了，75年。
这个村子有多少年呀
？1000年了。
1000年。
1000年。
And if you just stand still and listen to the noises of the environment, you'll hear it's just like chickens upon chickens upon chickens with the occasional like someone watching Douyin. 你好，你好，你是共产党员啊？共产党员，走啊，This grandma is a very enthusiastic member of the Communist Party. She not only has the thingy on her door, she also has a little pin.
你是瑶族吗？
我瑶族。
啊，我也是少数民族。知道新疆吗？
没有去过。
你没有去过新疆对吧？
没有。
新疆太远了，5000多公里。
太远。
我给你看看我的奶奶。
哪你奶奶呢？
这是我奶奶。
哎呦，你奶奶很好哦。
This lovely grandma invited us to sit on her porch because it's raining and she didn't want us to get rained on. And then we were chatting for a bit and she's like, do you guys want to buy anything? And I was like, well, what do you got? And she's bringing it out, whatever it is. 跟你一样，喜欢唱歌。这个是什么呀？好多人都在卖这个。
不发茶，包茶。
哦。
一包茶，包水，包水跟水。
我喜欢华茶。多少钱这个？21一瓶。We got a couple containers of flower tea, and then she took us to meet one of her sons who lives in the newer section of the village. And her sons have all offered her places to stay other than this, where she'll have more space and not so many stairs. And she's still like, no. This chicken is in a bamboo basket, and if you know, you know. Goodbye, fallen comrade.
我们的鸡很好吃，所以那对是鹅，然后这个是鸭子。去我那里坐。
我们来了。They got some pickled bamboo shoots in here.
人家现代化。
对，我们这个家是17年建的。
哦，风景不错。
先做一下。
And he told us that in his childhood, in the 80s, there were 1,000 households here. 1,000 households. Like, I can't even imagine how they all fit in this quantity of houses. He said back in those days, it would be like, you'd have a plank of wood separating one household from another. And within one of these buildings, you would have like 4 or 5 or even 6 households. Apparently, he and his brothers have actually brought her to stay with them for periods of time so she could have more space. But she could never stay longer than a week. She'd be like, nah, I'm not feeling it, you know? She just really likes her village. This is where she was born and raised, been living here for over 80 years. I'm always grateful when random people I meet on my travels are willing to share a bit of their story with me, even if we struggle to communicate a bit because of the local dialect. The houses and the views are so unique and beautiful and very worth coming to see, but it just wouldn't be quite the same without getting to know some of the local residents. We are currently traversing this little path that goes around the perimeter of the village. But I just want to show you guys this one last frontier of this village that is the farthest away from everything. And there are some other ones like this. This is not the only one, but they vary in how well preserved they are or how over commercialized they are. So I thought this one struck a nice balance. Anyway, if you guys are interested, come out here and see it for yourself. It should have some pretty amazing scenery if you come on a day with good weather, which we did not. It took me quite a lot of time to get all the way out here, and I hope you all appreciated this journey step by step from the town to the village to the teeny little mountain village. We saw it all, and I will see you guys next time.
See you guys next time.
奶奶，听听打打，听听打打。